Hi all and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry it's been such a long time since I've made a video. I think the last one was a triple review of an Etat Libre d'Orange set of fragrances, and that was at least over a month ago, maybe even 2 months ago. I've got a really good explanation as to why I haven't made a video, and that is because I'm actually currently in Pisa in Italy, and I moved here about a month ago and I'll be staying here for 1 year, and so you know, I've just been settling in and getting to grips with the city. It's completely different to living in the UK, and you know, everyone's really nice and it's just really, really different. And so now I'm back and I'm going to be reviewing another Etat Libre d'Orange fragrance. This time I have got the full-size bottle, and so the whole video will be just dedicated to this one fragrance. I have got another Etat Libre d'Orange fragrance full size as well as this one, and so I'll be doing that one in another video. But today I have La Fin du Monde, The End of the World, and this is a fragrance that came out in 2013, so it's quite a new fragrance. And this is a really interesting concept. The concept behind this one is, if you read on their website, it has like a little description, and to summarise, it's basically, you know, it's the end of the world. We've been there, we've done that. We've got all the, you know, different versions of what the end of the world might look like, and this is what it's going to smell like. And this is like a really weird concept, because what they seem to have gone with this fragrance is the smell of the cinema. And so it's like, it's not actually the end of the world, you're just kind of viewing it from the safety of the kind of plush cinema seats. I really, really like this fragrance. I did get it in the set with my other fragrances samples that I've been reviewing, and I decided to go ahead and buy the full-size bottle. I got it from Accentual, which is a UK-based company, but I do believe that they ship at least to other European countries as well. So definitely check out their website. Okay, so this is what the box looks like. This is the 50ml, and it also comes in the 100ml and perhaps maybe even the 10ml travel size, and also you can get the small samples. But of the full-size bottles, there is only the 50 and the 100, there's no 30ml. Okay, so as with all the Etat Libre d'Orange boxes, it's not like to be viewed straight up like this, because you only get half of the picture. So you have to kind of tilt it to the side like this to get the full picture. As you can see, it's this kind of metallic gold. You can see the reflection of me in it, the gold effect. Then on the back you have this orange, all the just ingredients, and then the design for this is like the kind of nuclear war kind of picture, and the writing as well has this kind of dramatic kind of almost broken writing, as if it's been chipped away by something. And so I really love this box. I've actually kept the box. I don't usually keep fragrance boxes, but I like this one so much that I've kept it. And then on the top you also have the little emblem of Etat Libre d'Orange Paris. And then the bottle is very similar. It's a see-through bottle with just the big sticker on. It has this. And then the cap's very heavy, and it has that on again. The cap itself is just quite weighty and well made. Okay, so as you can see, I've used quite a lot of this, and I've not had it for ever so long. On the bottom you just have the sticker. Okay, so what does the end of the world smell like? Probably not really like you'd expect with just a fragrance called La Fin du Monde, but with the cinema concept in mind, it kind of all begins to make a bit more sense of what they're actually going for here. And so I'll read out the list of ingredients to you, and then I'll say what I personally smell. Okay, so I have it here. It features carrot seeds, cumin, sesame seeds, black pepper, freesia, vetiver, sandalwood, ambrette, musk mallow, iris, citrax, and then two really interesting ingredients, popcorn and gunpowder. Okay, so that's kind of where we get the little bit of the kind of quirky edge to it. I definitely say that within this, what you mainly get, I think, is the popcorn. and a little bit of the kind of seed, the kind of sesame seeds, and what was the other one, carrot seeds. Kind of almost gives it a nutty edge and a little bit of a kind of burst of like, it's not spicy so much, but it's kind of got like a little kind of energetic kick to it, and it's a little bit that kind of like a nutty energetic kick. But the main things that I smell are the popcorn. It's almost like, you know, the popcorn is in the middle of bursting. It's kind of like maybe toffee popcorn rather than you know, salty or sweet popcorn like you get in the cinema. I would say that it is more toffee popcorn, and it has got a very energetic burst to it. The gunpowder, I've read a lot of reviews on this that other people have written, and they've said, you know, the gunpowder is just a really funny note, and there's nothing really, you know, in it that smells like gunpowder. I would say that, you know, without having really ever smelt gunpowder, you do kind of get like almost a concept of gunpowder in there with the kind of burst of the seeds and the popcorn. There's kind of a slightly kind of almost metallic edge to it, but it's not the kind of metallic that you would get in a blood fragrance, for example. That kind of I don't know really how to describe blood concept fragrances, but if you've ever smelt a fragrance that has a blood note in it, you'll know that kind of metallic, a blood smell that it conjures up. This one doesn't really have that. It's kind of almost like a, you know, a powdery metallic effect in there with the popcorn, the burst of the popcorn, the burst of these nutty seeds. Yeah. The popcorn, I would say, is the most prominent note, and so this fragrance does also bring to mind other fragrances that have that kind of toffee popcorn kind of smell to it. In particular, I think it smells like La Vie Est Belle by Lancôme, and I have had a few people come up to me and say, oh, were you wearing La Vie Est Belle? And I go, no, I'm wearing La Fin du Monde. And when I first smelt this as well, especially if you're just smelling it from someone from a distance, it does smell very similar. But I'd say that what this one has that the other ones, that La Vie Est Belle and fragrances along those lines don't have, is this kind of, you know, burst of, that kind of nutty burst, and the kind of energy of the, you know, the gunpowder and things like that. It really does bring to mind the cinnamon, and also the iris as well. I wouldn't say it's a very heavy iris fragrance. For example, Insolence by Guerlain is a very heavy iris smell. It's not a particularly heavy iris smell. It's almost just like you sat in the cinema and someone kind of a few rows down has iris perfume on and you're just getting a tiny whiff of it. But mainly I do get the popcorn, the seeds, the nuttiness, the gunpowder. Even though, you know, gunpowder is kind of a weird thing to imagine, you can kind of, you know, once you've got it into your mind, you can kind of pick up on that concept. And also there's a kind of almost, not plasticky, there's almost like, you know, if you have kind of old projection films and you have the kind of monitor in the back of the cinema, kind of way, you get kind of almost like the smell of the film going through the machine. I think you can kind of get a little bit of that as well if you kind of really put your imagination into it. And so I think with, you know, with these kind of Etat Libre d'Orange fragrances, they are all about the concept, and so you have to kind of already have the idea in your mind to be able to smell all these notes in them. You know, if you just smell this on someone and you're not very perfume savvy, you might just go, oh, you know, that smells nice, very sweet, and so on. But once you know all these different ideas behind it, you can kind of, you know, pick out the different parts of the concept, and I think that's really interesting. So overall, it's very sweet. I would say that even though these fragrances are generally unisex, this one is probably more targeted towards women, or at least women would probably feel more comfortable wearing it. But as always, you know, if you're a man and you want to wear this, please go ahead, because, you know, it will smell good on anybody. And this is one of the more sweeter fragrances by Etat Libre d'Orange I've smelt. It kind of has a few similarities with Tour de Swinton like this in terms of the kind of, you know, carrot seeds and things like that. With her fragrance, Tour de Swinton like this by Etat Libre d'Orange, I'd say you got more of kind of a baked goods smell, and it has kind of started to smell like cinnamon and carrot cake and things like that. This one has kind of elements of that, but it is a bit more kind of claustrophobic in a way. It is like you're kind of surrounded by these smells of the cinema, and you have to kind of be like this, you know. Yeah, it is one of my favourites, like I said. I'd say that there's... I probably like this one equally to Tilda Swinton like this, and the other fragrance that I have the full-size bottle of is probably my favourite Etat Libre d'Orange fragrance, and that is Eau de Protection, which I will be reviewing separately. So this is probably, you know, my third favourite fragrance from the line that I've smelt so far. So yeah, when I like to wear this, I like to wear this during the daytime. It's quite, even though it's quite sweet, I do think it wears quite lightly, and you can, you know, you can easily spritz this and wear this during the day. I think it's, you know, suitable for warmer weather and colder weather because it's not ever so strong if you just put a few bursts on. I will say one thing, and that is that the lasting power on this one isn't very good, hence why I've kind of, you know, used up half the bottle in like 2 months or something, because, you know, it lasts only a few hours, which is, you know, not the best. I would say that La Vie est Belle does last a lot longer if you are just going for that sweet popcorn kind of fragrance, but if you want something a bit more interesting, go for this one. But, you know, just be aware that it's not the longest lasting fragrance in the world, and it's definitely not very long lasting compared to the other Etat Libre d'Orange fragrances, which are, you know, big powerhouses and wear all day. Okay, so overall this is a really nice fragrance, a very interesting concept. Maybe some people will think it's a little bit pretentious and so on, but, you know, I don't really care about that. I've seen The Seventh Seal like 10 times, so whatever. Okay, thank you very much for watching my video. Hopefully I'll be reviewing some more fragrances soon. I haven't brought very many with me. Actually, I've only brought 7 fragrances with me. So I'll be getting through those fragrances very quickly, and so I'll have to review them before I use them all up. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and please comment and tell me what you think below. Do you think it's an interesting concept? Have you smelt the fragrance? Do you think it's really pretentious and, you know, Etat Libre d'Orange should just stop making fragrances? I don't know. Please let me know your thoughts below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.